Hey, Boppers. Hello, welcome to Groovin Movies, a podcast about schlock, horror and gutter trash films. No pessimism here, only a love for the daft stuff. From pre-Hays Code fast-talking broads in cloche hats, all the way through to recent releases, we'll be chatting about them all. So join me, Eddie French, along with my friends Emma Tidswell and Tom King, as we get ready to adopt and not shop with the most recent Stephen King adaptation, 2019's Pet Semetary. So here we are sat in Tom's car. After we have got Tom King, we have got Emma Tidswell.
Oh. Sorry, I don't like my last name. Carry on.
we got M to the T.
Yay!
We've got Eddie French. Hello,
We'll
that's
have to
me.
come up with a podcast stage name for you if you don't like your own name.
Just call me Tiddles.
Tiddles, fair enough. We've got Tiddles with us, the cat.
We got T Style.
She's just come back. She's just come back from the Pet Cemetery after we accidentally ran over Tiddles on the way here,
and thought that's too sad.
Oh,
so
what a coinkydink as well that we're just about to go
Everyone
into the
is
Pet Cemetery.
covered in scratches.
Well, we were going to, but since then we've witnessed the most recent documentary regarding Derry and Bangor region of Maine. The second large-screen adaptation of Stephen King's Pet Semetary, spelt with an S because it was written by children. In the book, not Stephen King got a farm of children to write his naughty stories. But yeah, I mean, from what I can tell, it was about a brilliant cat.
Yep.
For whom people kept annoying him. That was roughly it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
You look like a dead good cat.
He did look like a brilliant cat.
Like a prince of cats.
It was a tragic tale of how a cat and John Lithgow finally found one another. And a young family of divs ruined it.
Yeah, that's it.
Loosely what happened from what I can tell.
The thing about Maine as well is that it's like the woods in England, right? Except
the woods
3 times the size of England.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Right? And it looks beautiful, but based on the fact that Stephen King sets every single one of his tomes there, I'm surprised that people keep moving, keep going.
But it's like Midsummer
Still
Murders,
living
isn't it?
Well, I know, yeah, but it's different to Midsummer Murders, isn't it? I mean, I know Midsummer's like that's just a. But you kind of go, it's Midsummer and that. But you go fucking Maine, no thanks. I remember.
It's only rural Maine. It's
Yeah,
Maybe
I know.
there's like west and east. And...
I remember I went to Florida when I was a kid.
It's quite far from Maine.
No, but the back then the plane landed in Maine and refueled, and then we flew down over
down the East Coast.
Yeah,
Did you hear any cats?
No, I didn't need it, but I remember flying over Maine and then coming in, and at the time I was sort of 13, 14, and I was reading Stephen King books, and I just remember seeing all the trees, and then I'd read it before, and it describes all the trees and everything. I remember flying over Maine and going, oh fucking hell, it's set here. I'm not really, and then just going, that's a lot of trees. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Well, someone mentions how many trees there are in the film.
Like the one that we've just watched?
Yeah. Someone said something about there's loads of trees. But, well, there's two.
As they were driving into the new house, weren't it?
Yeah. There was that one tree that was very that was mad. I thought they would praise it like a shrine or something to that tree.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think they made enough of the symbolism of the Native American burial ground.
Yeah.
No, they basically very early on you see some children wearing sort of like Donnie
Spoilers!
Donnie Darko. Yeah.
It's a bit
we're
like the
assuming that
Wicker
we're giving our thoughts on a film that we've just seen. We're going to spoil it for you.
There was one incredibly well done mask, which was the rabbit mask.
Yeah.
Good,
and I went, that's no kids made that.
No,
kids.
It was their parents were clearly that generation who thought Donnie Darko was brilliant because they couldn't explain why they thought it was brilliant, and that makes it brilliant.
Yeah, and all of the kids look like Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that maybe a year or two after I graduated uni, the film course that I semi-studied I imagine that was full of kids who all went, fucking Donnie Darko.
You know what? I was one of them.
You would have been, yeah.
And I was so excited, and then I watched it as an adult, and I went, oh, that is bad.
Oh, really?
It's fine. I enjoy it. I still enjoy it.
It's not
fine.
bad. It was just shorthand for. It was like. It's become like Fight Club or probably Train Spotting for my generation of just that piece of sort of counterculture cinema that was made by the main culture. It's like buying a punk Mohican wig in a joke shop. It's like it's already been absorbed by the culture. It's okay.
And also the film that introduced us to the wonder that is Jake
Yes,
Gyllenhaal.
that's true.
That is how you correctly pronounce his name.
He starts having
according to him.
Prisoners
According to him,
is
it's
very
Gyllenhaal.
good. What?
That's how you pronounce it. According to him, in an interview, and but I do think he likes to prank people. He said that his name is pronounced Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And so that is now
his name is essentially Margaret Houlihan from MASH.
Yeah.
And he's like, Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah, Gyllenhaal. And that is so. That is how I always refer to him now. All the time, Gyllenhaal and
Good old Hooli.
Gyllenhaal.
Everyone's welcome to the Hooli.
Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal and deep fried halloumi.
I bet his sister loves that. People are getting bad information about her name from her brother, who's just bored in an interview.
That's right. Well, she's
I think she'd be pretty calm about it.
No, I'm sure. She's had many years of fun with her name as well. I don't doubt.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah.
But Pet Semetary.
Yes.
So it featured John Lithgow, a cat, and some other people who weren't as interesting.
Yeah.
Jason Clarke, the man with the Easter Island head.
Trinity Killer to some.
Was he the Trinity Killer? What was he in? What was that in?
Dexter.
Oh, he was the Trinity Killer in Dexter, wasn't
Sorry,
he?
spoilers, but that was it. So there we go. Very good.
John Lithgow. Sorry, I thought Jason. No, John Lithgow was the Trinity Killer, wasn't he? Yes, he was good in that. I liked him in that.
He is. I really rate John Lithgow, and I'm glad he was in it because. I mean, it's one of Stephen King's earlier books as well. So even King is not at the top of his game when writing this one. It was. I mean, everything was serious and noteworthy as fuck, according to the film's score.
Portentous doom.
Just gonna fold this bed sheet. Duh! Duh! It's all a bit, which is fine, but yeah.
It was weird because the jump scares you kind of expected to be like actual jump scares, but because they'd already led it and you were kind of like, duh, nothing.
Yeah.
Very.
Oh yeah, there was a few jump scares. They actually softened the jump scares.
Yeah.
They had loads of them really early doors, and then when there was actually frightening stuff around, very few jump scares.
Yeah, but then they'd pop another jump scare in, like of a normal thing. To throw you.
It was always the van. That was the only jump scare apart from the little dolly lift thing, whatever it is. I don't know.
Oh, the dumbwaiter.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't go anywhere.
Also, no, it didn't.
Was that even in any of the Pet Semetary film?
I don't recall anything about a dumbwaiter. Although to be honest, yes, in it the mother has a sister. She died young.
Yep.
When the mother was even younger, because she accidentally tricked her older sister who had some sort of scoliosis extremis thing. I'm not a doctor.
But someone
she
in that
had
film
this, and she accidentally lured her to throw herself down a dumbwaiter shaft.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the thing that bothered me about that was that she was then later on, 30 years later?
Yeah.
In her parents' house.
Yeah.
They still had the fucking dumbwaiter. If that was me and my child who had scoliosis extremis,
yes.
had fallen down that dumbwaiter.
Like severe scoliosis extremis.
It was.
I mean, that was some severe fucking.
Yeah. I'd
Next level.
I'd have plasterboard over the hole.
Concrete down the chute.
Concrete down the chute. That'd have been removed.
I'd have just plasterboarded over, put new wallpaper on it, and then hang a picture on it. Make it look like
the daughter's.
Yeah. Picture of her daughter.
Yeah, I suppose because you're right to go with plasterboarding it over it, because then when it comes to selling the house, you can always go, and of course the original features remain
a slightly
intact.
bloodstained dumbwaiter.
Intact, but obviously if you wish to restore that to its former glory,
you'll have to scrape the rest of my daughter off it.
that's it. Any
If you've
hair
got a
that you
hose
may
down
find
Oh yeah, that's
down
true.
Yeah,
the
right.
shaft.
That's true. Gravity is your friend, unlike hers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, you know,
Well, I didn't realise it was actually bad.
and
It's
also
been a
so-
while since I watched the original.
no, because I
man.
can't remember anything like that.
I
From it.
my friend borrowed the book, but she borrowed it about 12 years ago, so I don't know.
I've not read it. I have to say, I haven't read
Me
very
either,
much
never got
Stephen King.
chance.
No, no, it's a peculiar one, but it is enjoyable. But I think the people behind us might have been a bit annoyed that we were laughing quite so much because it took itself so seriously.
And they probably did too, which is...
They might have done, but it's
a
very
fair play to
yeah.
They
Sure.
had a good old laugh at some of the jump scares.
Well,
I
they
didn't hear
all
it.
right
I
then.
was too
fine.
busy laughing.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, yeah. It
That's
was.
good.
That's okay because it is daft.
Yeah.
But they don't. It's not camp. They don't play it for laughs.
No, it
which
wasn't.
is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means that any bit of levity is sinister. Like they're playing as a blind man's buff with the dad. So he's got his
God,
blindfold on at the girl's birthday party. He's got his blindfold on. They're spinning him around, counting to 10, and then he's like, "Oh, all right, I'm gonna find you." And that's more scary than the juggernaut that you see bearing down on them from the road, which is odd. But
Yeah, and also, I mean, I'm not being funny, but the way that truck came off and what was in it and the size and sort of
Yeah.
like sheer, that would have caused more of a mess
Yeah.
to that kid than it did.
Like,
it wouldn't have
very well
It wouldn't have
kept.
nudged her gently into the verge.
and
She'd have been a mist.
Yeah, she would have been literally missed it. Yeah.
An atomic level spattering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's identification by DNA only. That.
Yeah.
maybe a tooth.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
a tooth. Yeah,
Well, in the book and in the first adaptation from 1989, I believe the customary pair of smoking boots are all that remains in the. I think it's a little boy
Like
who
the
dies
Wizard
in
of
that.
Oz.
Yeah. Yes. No. Stephen King loves a pair of smoking boots after people get hit by vehicles.
You done?
oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have kind of respected the film more if the child had been misted and then they'd basically scooped her in a bag, carried a sack of sludge over to the American
If they'd poured
native
Buried that.
burial ground, and
Right.
then she came back as like
opened up the jam jar,
Yeah.
poured it in, put
And she-
some rocks on it
and she came back as
as a soup.
a soup, yeah,
She came back as a soup
sinister
in
soup.
a soup in a dress.
I
Yeah.
feel like that girl Alex Mack when she used to just like turn into liquid and slide under doors. And like she'd just sliver in and they'd hear this like
Yeah,
scratch.
it would be like she could join the X-Men. Then they could have her do a remake of Firestarter with
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore, but as the mum this time.
Yeah.
And then you've got two of the Stephen King X-Men.
But she could.
You got pyromancy and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. you know.
and she would have been called the Red Mist.
I tell you what, if she wanted to be a spy, she could just sit in a coffee mug and no one would know. Be brilliant.
She could literally be. She wouldn't need to get her way into the meeting of the bad guys. She could just wait in a jug, and someone would pick her up and go, "Well, I better take that tomato juice through in case the naughty spies are thirsty or want a Bloody Mary to celebrate." Yeah.
She could very easily blend in as a stock at a carvery.
All she needs to do is just wait to go, we got any more red wine gravy? And they just go, no, we haven't. Oh, wait a minute,
And
we
you're
do. That's odd.
She could sabotage
Who
a health
said that?
inspection easy.
Well, no time to answer the question, who said that? We've got this tray of gravy to take out.
Oh man. Oh, you could put her in little cubes. Sorry.
Or divide her up into cubes, freeze her, and then add her as a,
Like Horcruxes of the land.
yeah,
Man.
just Horcrux up the little girl soup. And what I liked was because she loved doing her ballet dancing
Oh yeah.
because we saw her do it once while everyone else was having dinner, which was annoying.
Yeah. But they clapped.
They did, little
With straight
precocious,
hands, yeah.
fine. But then when she's brought back from the dead, spoilers, you get buried in the ancient, the Native American burial ground area, and you get brought back, but kind of a soulless, slightly killy version of yourself.
And you definitely went on a Lord of the Rings style journey to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
With a PTSD mind linked to hell.
Yeah, it's simultaneously on Earth and in hell,
It was
by
like
the sounds of it.
The end of Evil Dead 3.
It was.
Army of Darkness, and you're just like, whoa!
It really was. and then she decides that she's basically sort of become this sort of hollow mockery of everything. So she's like, "Hi, Daddy. Look, I'm killing everything. Oh, look, Daddy, I love you, Daddy. Look, hey, Daddy, I'm doing my dancing." Except she was doing like fucking slam dancing. She was like windmilling her arms around and smashing stuff. It looked like she was a sick of it all concert. It was fucking great. She sort of put on the dress she died in or was buried in or something. The one that's been dragged through mud.
Yeah.
She's like,
she was buried in twice.
Yeah, and she.
Double buried.
Oh god, it was like watching Wuthering Heights of Kate Bush just flinging herself around.
Yeah, it was great. It was like, do you know what it was? It looked like what they got Chloe Moretz that last to do.
Oh yeah.
And then they just put the blokes in around her to like kick her when she was being hit girl. Like they was going, just move a lot with your arms and legs extended as far as they'll go, and we'll just throw people in post. And go, la 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 la.
Daddy, it's me, it's Ellie. I've come home now.
So
Cold compared to hell. Yeah.
Oh,
And then she's just holding on to him. Don't give up, because we can kill Mom.
the man with the child in his arms.
Yeah. Just imagine loving someone so much you're willing to exhume them and then bury them in a shallow grave. He buried her about 8 inches deep. That was the offensive bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like mud on the face right there.
No wonder the cat was pissed off. He left the cat in the bin bag that he was scooped up in.
And also,
it's just like, bleh.
Yeah, he literally dropped the cat.
When he buried the cat, John Lithgow said, build a little cairn out of the stones in the burial ground, and he went with a rudimentary large stone, medium-sized, small stone, like
big
a
fish,
little
fish,
cairn.
small
Yeah.
fish.
And I was very interested to see what design he went with for the cairn for his daughter, but
Yes,
we
you
didn't
never
get to
saw
see
that,
that.
did you?
And
No.
that for me was from a gardening and design point of view a disappointment.
Have you decided
But
to
it-
have
but he-
many cats?
But he did push the soil over her face in a very dismissive manner.
Yeah.
So, it was, that's difficult to do on audio, but
Sorry, love.
yeah.
Just imagine you're at the seaside and you're trying to like really piss off your relative.
Yeah. It's like that.
Nice.
It's heaving. I mean, but the thing is, I mean, that her grave, her regular grave, her real one in the actual human graveyard where people just die and people get on with it. When he started digging her up, no one had compacted that soil. It was thrown on very loosely, so. He was just flinging soil about like crazy. It was really impressive. But
I don't know if you noticed how clean the edges of the grave were. I mean,
Oh,
fair
yeah.
enough. It would have been quite easy for that to happen because it would have fallen away. But he'd done a good job of emptying that grave.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was no straight sides all the way down, no sloping or anything. But and then he opened up and then he appeared surprised that when he opened it up and saw his dead daughter. He got all sad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't think I'd be affected so much.
Yeah. And she had a bit of an eye droop going on.
Yeah.
She did, yeah.
That was
she had
very present in the film.
It was, and then every so often she didn't when she was trying to like go, oh, hi, Daddy. Yeah, and then her and her cat were bothering John Lithgow, which wasn't necessary. But yeah, so what was your favourite bit, Tom? What do you think?
My favourite bit. I quite liked the dream sequences.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, I do like a good portentous dream sequence.
Is that
One of
where-
them was a waking dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was no explanation as to why that boy had come back to him.
Oh, God, no.
Lewis.
Literally not.
Victor?
I thought it was Lewis.
Was it Victor?
Oh, was it?
Was it?
Did he keep saying Lewis?
Maybe it was Lewis.
I thought it was Pascal, Victor Pascal.
Ah.
Or was it? Or I can't remember. Or
Well,
Lewis
anyway,
One of
Pascal.
them.
Anyway,
One of them.
the lad that he fails to save.
Louis Pascal sounds like. I mean, he didn't.
That sounds like Louis Pasteur.
Yeah,
I was going to say. Yeah, no, he.
Again.
Yeah, that lad just appeared.
Yeah.
There was lots of inconsistencies with sort of. Well, hang on a minute. Just by being on this burial ground.
Yeah.
So, or being burial ground adjacent, really.
Yeah.
Suddenly, oh, you remember your sister more than usual. Yeah, yes, it was a bit. But yeah, the dream sequences are quite good. It was. It was. Oh, you're having a look.
I'm having a look what his name was.
I liked the ambition of the main guy, the doctor, trying to actually save this dude when his brain's handing out, pretty much.
Yeah.
Very skilled, right
Victor
there.
Pascal, he was called.
Hey!
Yeah.
There we go. Good old Victor. He was
Who
not
was
the
that, the
Victor,
doctor?
though.
Oh, the father
Yeah.
of the wife was played by Frank Scorpion.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who wasn't introduced. We just had to assume that they were the parents of the wife.
But it's
That is a
Scorpion
badass
spelled with a
name.
H.
That is
Like
what?
Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Yeah,
Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Frank Scorpion.
Ah.
Scorpion.
Yeah, he was.
Frank
He was
Scorpion.
badass. Very cool guy.
And her fucking sister was called Zelda.
Yeah, I've just watched the back half of Sabrina, so
That was good.
it was good. If you want some horror that is funny for the right reasons, watch some Sabrina, because it was cracking. But yeah, her sister was called Zelda, and also moved like Regan in The Exorcist in that spider bit that was added in the anniversary box set thing.
Because I've not seen the full, so have I? I might have.
There's just
It's been
a bit.
a while.
She
It's been
sort
a
of
while.
walks crab style down the stairs backwards. It's kind of fun.
That just
But it's one of the. I think it looks slightly wonky because they didn't put the finishing touches on it. They just picked it up and put it in there and just went, well, this will be fun for the people. But yeah.
That's all right.
What was your favourite bit, Emma?
I hate to say, partly because I can't remember some of it, even though we've just chatted about it, which is my downfall. I loved just the end. I loved them walking to it. I loved just the new family dynamic is brilliant.
Yeah. It seems to be a lot more democratic. It appears they're all equals now.
That was the only time they didn't annoy me, which was quite nice.
Also, there was a tiny bit of I don't know, sort of a skewed timeline in there because he took her. They went back out to the Pet Semetary, didn't they? And she dragged the mother off.
Yeah.
Right, but we don't know. But based on sort of the original journey, it took fucking a long time to get to that
Oh god, yeah.
burial ground.
Yeah.
So
She was a strong kid though.
she was. I know, yeah. But then he went, and then the mother came back, and then it was all seemed to happen
He
on the
got
same
hit
night.
with what looked like a toilet seat or something. It was
I
sounded.
think it was the same small chair that the mother used to break the window. I think it was that.
Oh, fair
I'll
enough.
tell you what, the other bit that I quite liked is when your old man, he's not that old, but still,
Yeah.
was on the stairs and he came down and he sees the cat and he's like, hey.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
like,
that was great.
oh, you.
They foreshadowed the classic trope of the Achilles tendon being sliced with
Yeah.
a scalpel.
Yeah.
Which I think the first time I remember seeing that and being truly horrified by it was in Hostel.
Oh, God, yeah. That was bad.
Yes, that does make sense. It was pretty unpleasant.
How about you, Eddie?
My favourite bit, big Ramones fan, so the nods to the original, truck incident. The reason that the trucker is not looking where he's going in this one is because he's got a text from someone called Sheena. He's got a flip phone, which is, I don't know if this is supposed to be a period piece or what, but
No, because the others had.
yeah, they do. They got
Yeah.
smartphones. I know. He's got his little trucker. He's probably got a burner. He's probably doing something illegal. So Sheena,
he
probably
pretty
one of
much
the
hit and
girls
run,
that.
didn't he?
He's probably one of the girls on the stroll for him or something. I don't know. But
I reckon Sheena was probably a code name of the guy that runs the liquid cocaine that was in the Orinoco.
oh, that'll be it. Yeah. But yeah, because in the original film adaptation, the guy is fiddling with the radio to listen to Sheena as a punk rocker by the Ramones, who of
Good
course
choice.
wrote Pet Semetary soundtrack. And shout out to Starcrawler for doing a rather nice jangly version of it. Well done to whoever you are. But yeah, so that was my favourite bit. Also, any bit where the cat just glares at the humans.
The bit when the cat's coming on the road, that was fantastic. I thought that was like on a tiny skateboard or something.
In fact, it reminded me of, there's a lovely Canadian cartoon called The Cat Came Back. Have you seen it? It's probably on YouTube. It's a little animation.
Makes me want to watch The Cat Returns.
It's a little animation. It's just a song about a man who tries to get rid of a cat, and he puts it in the, tries to post it through the mail, tries to tie it to a rocket and fire it off, sort of puts it on a train and stuff. Yeah. And then it just goes, well, the cat came back the very next day, the cat came back. Yeah, it's great. It's like 7 minutes long. It's on YouTube. It's really, really funny. But yeah, it's great. It's just this really irritating cat. This little yellow cat, and it just bothers this man.
My other favourite bit, and this is bad, or the other bit that I quite enjoyed, is the bit when they're talking to the little girl about death.
Oh yeah.
Man, that was great.
Oh, that was because the mother's given it all. Well, the body might die, but the soul carries on. And the dad's like, well, no one knows that for sure.
Why did I marry you? I am a man of science.
Yeah. And you are the sort of person who's trying to make a child feel better for a moment. Get out of my sight, you wretch.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like I want to talk about something that's actually real. No, we must tell the child about the ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's okay, because Grandma's probably watching as well. Yay. And all of the other people. Night, night!
Yeah. Ghosts. And don't forget about Auntie Zelda.
She's staring at you. Yeah. She has her back to you, but she's staring at you as well. She has don't mention the scoliosis extremis.
Don't look at her back. Don't look at her back.
She's all back.
God, and Victor just kept popping up everywhere as well.
He did, yeah. He just sort of like...
Oh, that was quite good. That was good injury. Yeah. I like that. Good injury effects.
Yeah. It was. But he did just turn up like in a Kevin Smith film when he's not sure what to do, so he just puts Jay and Silent Bob lent against something. Victor would just be leaning about something going, don't go there.
Yeah.
Come into the fog.
That's not a good idea. I don't think the ranger's going to like that, Yogi. It's basically what he's doing.
And much like anyone after their first football match, they don't come back the same.
Do you think he got that injury playing football?
Probably.
Do you think he got pie and peas?
Pie and peas. Well, it's the first time you drink Bovril in company.
I think you come back from your first football match and you immediately become a violent shit.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've never been to see football, so maybe.
Exactly.
I got bored.
Very, very similar experience.
Did you get bored?
Reanimated in a Native American burial ground.
Did you get bored to the level of violence?
I was just a bit miffed. I was like, I could have done something else.
Yeah.
In my childlike mind, anything. But
what part of this game is beautiful?
Like I said, was just there for the pie and peas.
Fair enough.
That was my agenda.
Yeah.
The violence is beautiful.
The cleansing violence.
The live action Sabutio.
The pre-match purge.
That'll be good. I like the idea of the pre-match purge.
Setting fire to the pitch.
For this next 30 minutes, everything is legal.
Yeah.
Good.
Geez.
So Pet Semetary. I wouldn't rush to the cinema to see it.
They were all right,
frankly, but it was kind of fun. If you like, if you're a fan of Stephen King, and
give it a year.
Yeah. When it's on streaming service or something like that, or if a friend buys it for whatever reason, then have it off them for an evening. Yeah. Have it off with them for an evening, and then in the afterglow, watch it. Because you won't feel sexy afterwards, unless a family of zombies, 3 maybe to become 4,
or maybe a cat and a bird come along.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If a man with a very pale Easter Island looking head moves in next to you with a droop-eyed
Yeah, a droop-eyed, precocious daughter.
Yeah.
And a mother who looks like she's just recently stopped caring about possibly killing her own sister.
Yeah.
Using a dumb waiter and food as a lure.
Who seems to be able to still walk around completely normally, yet but with a severed spine.
Yeah.
He's having what looked like a 9-inch
Yeah,
kitchen knife
yeah.
rammed into it.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, that girl had some pretty crazy strength
Yeah.
for what was the form of what was the corpse of a 9-year-old girl, which is a horrible thing to talk about, I have to say. I've only just
She's
realised how unpleasant that is. But
Torturous as well. It was a bit.
yeah, she was also there was. It wasn't a case of you are in my way, you must die. It's I'm going to make you die slowly, mammy. It was all like taunting it. Yes, in hell, where your sisters and where you're going, mammy. It's like,
I mean, that does sound like Baby Jane, but still.
it does, yeah. No, there were bits of it that reminded me of Baby
man.
Jane.
When
a
she was
little bit.
dancing around, definitely.
Mainly dancing for her daddy.
I
Yeah.
thought she was a good little actress.
She was
Do you know
great,
what?
yeah.
She was very
She was
good. Yeah,
cracking.
yeah. For all of the, I mean, that is a thing that I'm keep in my mind more and more often, is that people go, "Oh, that was an awful acting performance." You go, "Not necessarily. It was the one that the director said was fine. So blame the director if it wasn't good enough." But she was very good, actually.
I'd
She
say
was
if anyone, little kid,
surprised.
if anyone needed, like, anyone maybe not as a little kid, but he's got time.
Yeah.
He's got time on his side.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. So yeah. Probably not one you need to go by yourself to fully immerse yourself. It's not a film that you experience, but it is a laugh. So that was good. I ate Starburst during it. What did you have, Tom?
I had minstrels.
Very nice. What did you have?
I had counters and a sweet and salty popcorn, which I shared out.
You did,
just
yeah.
for
We all had some of the popcorn.
But I still would have eaten it.
And
Yep.
and Pringles.
Oh,
We did.
Pringles, yeah, we had a right feast.
Cornucopia of feasting.
Oh yeah, don't you worry. I had a, as I pointed out to the lady who served me it, I had a decaf soy latte, and I said if you could just write an insult on the cup as well, so I don't enjoy anything about it. And pink lemonade, Lucasade 0.
Nice.
It's pretty good. You had a fancy thing with all names on it. What was yours?
Yeah.
You had a Ralph Macchio,
Yeah, I had one of them.
caramel Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, caramel McConaughey.
Cousin.
all right.
That's how it makes you feel.
And you had a cuppa, didn't you?
I had a minty tea, but
mint?
I didn't get my name on it because I am mystery mug person. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
good. Yeah.
Yours was
Mint
the one.
tea for the mystery girl.
Yeah, yours was the one. I think it was because yours was the only one with string hanging out of the cup, so that could be it.
And I didn't say who. So
Oh,
that.
she did draw. she did draw a little love heart next to my name.
Oh, that was quite
I think
nice.
she probably does that for everybody.
Well,
apart
you
from-
never know, Tom.
Apart from
me.
Emma.
Yeah.
It's all right, I don't need love.
I don't need love from someone who's serving me hot drinks.
That's not real.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what is real? The Little God Swamp.
Yeah.
That was the name of it on the map.
The only research of that film that might indicate anything happening.
Remember, there are places in this world that we cannot explain.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Lithgow.
They're bigger than you.
Yeah.
Older.
Oh, yeah.
They're older
Look
than
at
us.
that tree.
You're 70 at a push, mate. You're not. You're hardly ancient.
Oh,
There are
man.
places in this world that are older than us. I fucking hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a doctor, you
loads of
wouldn't
them, mate.
understand.
Yeah.
What is that? You saved that 90-year-old last year? Wouldn't get it.
Yeah, the 90-year-old going, but none of them are older than me.
Yeah.
Gives you a 20-year span in which everything was made.
Oh, my grandmother Glenda.
My grandmother, yes, she's over there, just a mad, fuming old corpse shouting swear words as she's chained to a rocking chair. Isn't she sweet? She has a pipe on Sundays. Well, that was Pet Semetary. We might even have a name for this stupid thing one day. But yeah, thanks for listening. We'll be back with more, whether you like it or not. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this, then follow us on Instagram at Groovin Movies. See you next time. Groovin Movies featured Tom King, Eddie French and Emma Tidswell, and is part of the Discount Comedy Checkout Network. For more information, go to www.comedycheckout.com. Thanks for listening.